What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. I would like to get into a story that kind of has to do with the New York Giants, but it affects the New York Jets in the 2024 NFL Draft. It's that time. Free agency is now 2 weeks old. Most of the big names have signed somewhere, so the page then turns to the NFL Draft. Earlier today, we spoke about Michigan's Pro Day, how many Jets people were there. There's 3 offensive coaches at Michigan's Pro Day today. So I would expect the New York Jets to highly consider going that route in the NFL draft, whether it's guys on the offensive line, maybe Roman Wilson, whoever. But anyway, something else draft-wise I wanted to get into today was a report from Jordan Raanan of ESPN, who is now saying that the Giants aren't all that likely to trade up, but they are in fact more likely to trade down now instead. So the New York Jets are a team that has the 10th pick, as the Giants hold pick 6 right now. And there was some rumblings earlier this week from different mock drafts that had the New York Jets getting aggressive and moving up. The most recent one that jumps out to most people is the Daniel Jeremiah mock draft, someone who is extremely close to Joe Douglas. They have a very good relationship, and he had the Jets moving up to pick 5 for Marvin Harrison Jr. moving back, or the Chargers move back, Jets move up. He is saying that it would cost a 2025 second. I think it would cost more than that, but I would absolutely do it for a 2025 second. And the Giants have the pick directly after that. So my question is, what if the Giants, who are more likely to move back now, pair with the New York Jets, and the Jets trade up 1 spot in front of the Tennessee Titans, who pick 7? And that's an important team to take a look at. So Tennessee is important for 2 reasons. They have similar needs to the New York Jets. They could either go offensive line or weapon. I would say after bringing in Calvin Ridley, they are probably more likely to go offensive line. But if you jump in front of them, you are then not losing one of those 2 spots, which is one of the 2 areas most likely for the New York Jets to go in that spot. So I think what we have to do is predict how the first 5 picks would go in this scenario before we get to the New York Jets at 6 to see who is on the board. So Chicago, they trade Justin Fields. Caleb Williams seems like the pick there. In Washington, they are going to need a quarterback as well. They could either go Jaden Daniels or Drake May. New England needs a quarterback. They could either go Jaden Daniels or Drake May. So we'll say either Daniels at 2 or 3, May at either 2 or 3. And then the one that feels like an absolute lock is a Minnesota Vikings trade up for J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy feels like he would be a very good fit in a Kyle Shanahan style offense, which is, let's be honest, pretty similar to the offense that the Minnesota Vikings run out there. And they desperately need a quarterback, as Sam Darnold is the only guy on their roster right now, pretty much at the quarterback position, that has any chance to be the starter. And they acquired more draft capital to move up. They have 2 first-round picks. They have pick 11, and I believe it's 23 in this year's draft so far. And the Arizona Cardinals, who hold the 4th pick, their general manager spoke about the idea of trading back, saying we're open for business. So that, again, that one kind of just feels too obvious. Would I take J.J. McCarthy in the top 4? No, I wouldn't. I'm also not an NFL GM. It feels like the reporting that we've gotten for months now is that the NFL is significantly higher on J.J. McCarthy than the public, so I wouldn't put it past them. Now, if you're the Chargers, who just lost Keenan Allen and Mike Williams to the New York Jets, baby, I think you just run up the card with Marvin Harrison Jr. on it. So those would be the first 5 picks. So your options then, if the New York Jets were to trade up for pick number 6 with the New York Giants, would be Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, or Joe Alt. I think you can make a strong, very strong case for any of those 3 players. Now, again, it kind of goes back to what you are looking for from the New York Jets in this upcoming draft. Do you want to add another stud receiver? If that's the case, Neighbors or Odunze makes the most sense. After adding Mike Williams, my preference of the two would definitely be Malik Neighbors. I know that obviously it's only a 1-year deal for Mike Williams, so you shouldn't necessarily let that impact a whole lot of guys you're drafting to be on your team for the next 4 or 5 seasons. But Neighbors is a much different style of receiver than Odunze. Odunze is very similar to what guys like Allen Lazard and Mike Williams are. He's a bigger body. He's not going to be a separator. He's going to go up and get the football. You know, that kind of a receiver, where Malik Neighbors is the opposite. He is someone who is going to get open in space. He's going to be able to have some yards after the catch ability. So I would, if I'm going receiver in this spot, Malik Neighbors makes significantly more sense for the New York Jets. So that would be a receiver room of, if you do this, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, and Malik Neighbors. Now that is a stable of pass catchers at the wide receiver spot. My goodness. And they're different. They are different stylistically, which is important. You don't want to be too redundant there. Have you ever Googled yourself and were shocked to see your personal information exposed on one of those public listing sites? Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocalls, spammers, and others who want to learn more about you, like where you live. As a public figure, this type of stuff is an absolute nightmare for me. Private information should remain that, private. This is why I'm pumped to tell you about our new sponsor, Aura. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your information and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do it. Let Aura handle that for you. You can try Aura for free for 2 weeks using my link, aura.com/Matt O'Leary. Aura also does so much more to protect you and your family from online threats you can't see. It's really easy to set up, so you don't have to download several different apps to get things like parental controls, antivirus, VPN, password management, identity theft insurance, and more. You get everything at one affordable price. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. Once again, start your 2-week free trial by using my link and going to aura.com/Matt O'Leary. The link is also in the description for this video, so make sure to check it out. Now for Joe Alt, that is the offensive line discussion, and I think he is far and away the best tackle prospect in this draft class. I think he is plug and play on the left side. So I would be really excited about drafting Joe Alt. Now, obviously, you just signed Tyron Smith, so that changes your plan a little bit. As I've talked about at length here, neither Tyron Smith or Morgan Moses are long-term answers at the tackle spots, and they both have injury concerns, as Tyron Smith has missed time every single year since 2016. He hasn't played a full healthy season since 2015. That's a long time ago. That's 9 years ago. And for the right side of the line with Morgan Moses, he had a torn pectoral that he had surgery on and is recovering from. I expect him to be fine. I think he bounces back and is okay from that. He played through it last year and was stellar, but you want to have an insurance policy there. Are you trading up for Joe Alt and then not starting him though? If that's the case, if you're trading up for Joe Alt, I think he would start in year one, probably at right tackle. Then Morgan Moses becomes your swing tackle, and you have significantly more depth that way. But those are really your two options. I think if you're trading up, it would be, in the Jets' case, for either Malik Neighbors, crossing Rome Odunze out in this spot, because one, he's not as good of a receiver as Neighbors is anyway, and number two, he fits what the Jets need more now than what Odunze does after the addition of Mike Williams. So Neighbors or Joe Alt, I think, would be the move if you're trading up for. And I'm good with either one. But I want to hear from you. What do you guys think? Do you think the Jets should trade up with the New York Giants? If so, who would you target? Would it be Malik Neighbors? Would it be Joe Alt? Or would it be someone else? Sound off in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.